Ooh.
That is spicy.
We are bright.
Spicy.
I think if you do,
Oh, maybe we should just.
There you go.
I think we just got to get closer.
I think we're just so hot and bright and
There we
light
go.
here.
It's that natural light coming from the side. Let's see if we can.
It's the scarf.
There, is that better?
No,
It's not better at all. Shit, man.
You want to start?
Let's just sit on the couch.
What if we?
No, it's live, man. Oh, focus on
no
Anson.
thanks. No
If it
thanks.
focuses on Anson, it's clear.
Well, if you focus on the dark, it'll bring on something lighter.
All right. Well, you can't go away like that because now I'm super bright, bro.
I'm back.
There we go. All right, it is the Lions pregame show, and we're going to be talking fantasy football today. My name is Stick from Woodward Sports. I got my buddy Anson here with me like we do each and every Sunday for our Lions pregame, except on bye weeks. We took that bye week off.
We did.
It's a bye week.
We did.
But we're going to go over what we expect from the Lions today, some other game highlights that we have in mind. Plus, we'll answer your sit-em, start-em for fantasy football and give you our advice on who we think you should sit and start. Plus, you can't forget T-shirt giveaway, Anson.
But yeah, we got to give one of these away though.
Yeah, we have not. Unfortunately, nobody's guessed the score to Thursday Night Football or any Lions game this season. So that's what we do. If you guess the score to the Lions game today, we will send you a Woodward Sports T-shirt. Obviously, this is a hoodie, but it's a similar version of this.
Guessing the Lions are going to lose does not work. Okay, you got to guess the score.
Yep, the score is necessary. So that's what we're going to do today. So make sure you drop your scores in the comments below right now. I'll go back through after the game. Make sure Adam almost had it right last week. Almost had it right. He was off by 1 point. 1 point.
Is he going? Is that the guy going 20-17 every week?
No, that's Ricky.
Okay.
That's Ricky. No, Adam from the morning show that I do with him. He was almost right last week, but no, he was not.
Oh, there he is right now, dropping his 31-23 prediction.
Yeah. All right, Adam. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So let's get into it, Anson. Detroit Lions are playing the Atlanta Falcons today. Julio Jones is healthy. Matt Ryan is playing. Pretty much everybody on the Lions is healthy. I don't think we have anybody major on the injury report.
Yeah, both sides are healthy. That's really kind of the first time for both teams.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of offense today, I believe.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you looking for the most?
Honestly, the most, I just believe this to be a fucking trap. Like Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. From top to bottom, I think all of Detroit right now is talking, I guarantee, about, man, I think they can take this one. We're going to go into Atlanta. We're going to get the win. I feel the same way, bro. Like, this game is scheduled to be, through the roof in terms of offense. Watch it be way below. I feel trap up and down. So everything that I say here, all my predictions, this is that typical Lions Falcons type of trap game where it goes completely the opposite way of what you think at this point.
Yeah. So with that being said, you think it's going to be a low scoring game?
No, but I'm just telling you guys up front, all these predictions I'm going to give you, it's going to be completely the opposite because this has fucking trap written all over it.
All right. Well, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, man. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think this is going to be the first game all season. Matt Stafford's going to go for over 300 yards.
Hey.
Isn't that an interesting stat, though?
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Isn't that crazy? When I looked that up earlier in the week, I was like, really? Matt Stafford hasn't thrown for 300 yards this season? And he has not yet. So I think this is the game. This has to be the game. Because Matt Ryan is throwing for, what, 350?
I would think so. I mean, the Lions
What up,
aren't
Sean
stopping
Dondada?
anybody. Lions aren't stopping anybody in terms of against the passing game or the running game.
Yeah.
They're the fourth worst in terms of giving up running points in fantasy, and
What
they're
up,
the
Romeo?
eighth worst in terms of giving up points to the wide receiver position. So it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Who on Atlanta you think is going to have a bigger game, Calvin Ridley or Julio Jones?
I think Ridley only because he gets into the end zone. Julio's a mainstay of the offense, but he just draws so much attention, and especially when you get in the red zone, they're doubling him.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley is a touchdown machine, man. That's what he does.
He's a muchin!
He's not cheating.
I'm still so pissed I didn't draft him in our Dynasty League, man. Darius Geis. That's who I took.
A bowling ball of butcher knives. I think I heard him say that a few times.
A bowling ball of butcher knives.
Yeah,
I said that about Darius, guys.
Well, that's how they
beats his
described
girlfriend.
him.
He's an asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. So that's my story about Darius, guys. Yeah,
he's a bit of an asshole.
he fucked me real nice.
No Vaseline.
Yeah, none at all. I prefer it that way. But either way, I think it's going to be a shootout tonight for sure. I think Detroit is going to put up at least 30 points. I see Matthew Stafford going for over 300 yards. And you know who I see getting the majority of those yards in the air?
Hawkinson?
Swift.
Oh, see, now that was my question that I was going to go to. Do you see all this offense coming from the running game like we focused on last week and looked really good with utilizing all three running backs? Or do you think that this is going to be a game where we take back to the air because it seems that they're most susceptible through the air?
I mean, I'm not talking Swift on go routes. I'm talking a lot of checkdowns, a lot of little like kind of like Alvin Kamara usage out of the backfield.
He can run the
get him some screens, get him on that. Whenever you see him lined up with a linebacker and you know they're going one-on-one, just Stafford, be patient, wait for him to make his cut, get him the ball, get 10, 15 yards. He'll break a tackle eventually, get another 60-yard run or run and catch after the catch. I'm expecting a lot of yards from Stafford. I'm expecting a lot of them to come out with DeAndre Swift. This should be Swift's breakout party. I know last week felt like it, but this is when it's like, I'm fucking for real, Detroit. It's not just a one game flash in a pan. It's like he's going to go elite level.
We got a 31-28 prediction.
All right.
He likes the Lions here.
Prater hits a field goal as time expires. Isn't that what happened in London a couple years ago?
It is.
Remember that?
Exactly, yeah.
What a crazy game that was in London a couple years ago. The Lions were down. They go to kick a field goal. They missed the field goal, but the Falcons were offsides or something crazy like that. They get 5 more yards. Prater comes in and kicks the game winner.
I swear, like every win or major loss has some major drama for the Lions for the last 8 years.
As it should.
Starting with Megatron, catching Chicago.
Let's not mention that.
Right. You brought up DeAndre Swift. I want to talk about him for a minute because
let's talk about him a lot. Right? He's my favorite.
He is exciting,
he's my favorite.
Man. Looks like they finally got one right in this kid.
They couldn't have got it wrong. The fact that he was sitting there in the second round was mind-blowing. Like, CEH, I get he is what he is, but I did not have CEH above DeAndre Swift on talent level.
I didn't either. I mean, he's a small back. He's 5'8". In terms of actual size, though, he's a bit of a terror in a small man's body. He can catch
What's up, Joe and Adam?
He can catch the rock. He can punish from the backfield. But what I noticed last week was the vision. He's got patience and vision that is absolutely mind-bending.
Tell Mike to call us. Mike, check out the Facebook.
Yeah.
Dude, what are you trying to get, a trade before Sunday starts? Mike.
I am trying to get that trade, Mike. Let's go. Hit me back up.
Yeah, we're doing a live show here, Mike. Fuck, get with the story. What's up, Byron?
Let's get some more predictions. I want to give out a shirt
I got
today,
another 31-24 coming in. But yeah, with Swift, like I said, this is his breakout party, man. When he was at Georgia, I literally thought he was going to be the number one running back taken off the board. I thought it was either him or Jonathan Taylor. And honestly, that's who I was going back and forth with before the draft even happened as my top guy. Like, me and you had those discussions. Like, Swift is the entire package. And that drop his first game may turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Because that's one of those things.
Or the play that keeps us out of the playoffs. One of the two.
No, come on. Man. Come on, don't do that shit.
I'm sorry, I'm
24-17, 27-24. Bank on it, buddy.
Dundada. Dundada. Again, I bring it back to my topic or the theme of this week's game, and that's trap. It's a trap, man, because you saw DeAndre Swift come out and be so good last week, and we're planning on it this week for him to have the coming out party. But so is Atlanta, I think. And
what the fuck can Atlanta do about it, though?
Listen,
that's
man,
one thing to want to stop it, but if you're Atlanta's defense, you haven't stopped shit all season.
True. And they, they're not much better against the run than they are against the pass, and they're pretty terrible against both. But as a Lions fan,
Atlanta.
This is such a trap right here. Kerryon Johnson's gonna have his best game of the year. Watch.
You think so?
I just feel
he's gonna have to get more than 3 carries.
Yeah, he'll need a few more than that. I do like Swift in this game. I've got him started in a few different fantasy leagues.
As you should.
I do hope that this is that coming out.
What's
part
up,
that you're
Jacob?
talking about.
Yeah. This is the
I
week.
need it to
This
be,
is
for
when he
sure.
puts his stamp on the NFL. Like, you dumb motherfuckers who passed on me. I was the best back in the draft. This is why I can make the Lions good.
Real quick, I'm playing your wife this week in the Woodward League. Do you
Yeah.
know who she's starting at running back?
No.
Dearness Johnson and A.J. Dillon.
Solid.
Heavy backfield.
Solid.
Heavy backfield.
Ouch.
She picked up A.J. Dillon this morning, too.
Solid.
Yep. You know, I am 0-3 against Tiffany.
27-24 from Jacob. Everybody's thinking it's going to be a close game like that.
You know, all of these numbers, though, that we're seeing all slightly come in underneath the under, which is sitting at 55 or 55.5, depending on which service you're going through. How do you feel on that one?
I'm going over. I'm going over this game. I like I said, I expect it to be a shootout. How can I say that and then be like, well, maybe not that many points. Like, I'm expecting like 35-31, 35-29, like somewhere in that range. I'm expecting the Lions to hit at least 35 points today.
Man, it feels like another trap. 28-25.
You keep saying this trap. What happened to you? Did some girl like fake a pregnancy this weekend, or why are you so obsessed with getting trapped?
I got an old buddy that always kind of was able to diagnose these games before they happen.
Justin Beck knows what's up.
Where it just looks like this is how it's going to be. It's going to be high scoring, you know. Calvin's going to go off for this many. All the yardage is going to go through DeAndre Swift. And it's just going to be a Marvin Jones and Hayden Hurst Sunday, you know. I really see things going completely opposite of how you would guess them. But I got to take the over here, too, on, you know, if I'm going to be safe and I had to put my money down, that's where it would be.
He had Stafford 350 and 3 TDs. Do you think that? Do you think Stafford will hit that? I think he's going to go over 300.
Yeah, why do trades take forever to finalize in our league?
In our league?
I have never had one accepted, so I'm just answering.
Oh, I don't know. It's a league vote, or it's not even a vote. It should just go through.
Adam wants to know.
I'll log on right now, Adam, and I'll approve your trade. Did I not approve the trade? Because when I'm the commissioner of the league, I don't ever put any restrictions on trades or anything like that. Like, we're all grown-ass people. If you want to make a dumbass trade, make a dumbass trade.
That's a topic for another day.
That is
As
a dumbass
commissioner,
trade. 27,
do you
24.
veto trades or not?
28. No, you don't. You don't.
You have faith and confidence in the owners that you selected.
Exactly. You don't put dumbass owners in your league that are going to make dumbass trades, so you don't have to worry about dumbass shit happening. Hi, Teresa.
You hear that, Mike Wakefield? Wait until we're done for your dumbass trade.
So I'm going over 55. Are you trying to get Godwin off of him, aren't you?
Not anymore. Excuse my wet cough there, but no, that is come to a close, man. I realize that guy is very second in the pecking order, maybe third,
now
and now
third.
he's fourth,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So Atlanta is plus 2.5 or minus 2.5, I guess, however you want to word it.
That means that technically they like Detroit with the 3 points on the road that they're giving Atlanta. Detroit's a favorite. That means that we're going to lose.
By a field goal. A favorite by a field goal on the road. That's a good sign for a Detroit team.
You know what? I always bet against the Lions. I'm taking Atlanta. This way, either way, I win today.
Yeah, there you go. So that's kind of our overlook of the game today. I mean, we really didn't talk about the Lions' defense at all because it's the Lions' defense. Did you see this, though? The Lions' rushing, blocking offense was rated number 1 by Pro Football Focus. Did you see that?
Well,
I had honestly, have we been watching pancake blocks all season that I've been missing?
The offensive line has really come together. Some of the young guys that we put on that line have exceeded expectations.
What's up, Hafiz?
The running game is really coming together. As much as I hate Leaf Stuffer Peterson, he's been a good game starter, carrying on his nice in between.
He's such a...
I'm sorry, I got issue with that. We won't talk about it here.
But you wanted us to sign Kareem Hunt.
Bro, Kareem Hunt.
Oh, yeah, you can beat a chick, but you can't beat your own kid.
Listen, it's one thing to
come on,
put
man.
your hands on people, because both these guys did. It's another to go out and grab leaves to stuff in a child's mouth.
You could tell Anson didn't have a dad that whooped his ass
I got
as a
whooped once
kid.
by my mom and once by my
Whooped
dad,
his
and that
ass
was enough.
as a kid.
I was a pretty good guy after that, or I just hit it.
My
really
dad
damn
had
well.
a belt about this fucking thick, and when we got out of line, I had a welt on my ass about this fucking thick. And it's not that he didn't love us; it didn't make him a bad dad. I think I'm better better for it today. But what a dad does, and he made his kid go get a switch outside. That's such like a Southern thing to do, and my dad was Southern, so I just think it's a culture thing you're missing out on.
Taking it another step forward, though, from hitting you with a switch to actually getting leaves, to jamming a child's mouth to quiet their
But get
screams.
Kareem Hunt, who kicks a chick while she's on the ground.
There's no video, so he's still in the NFL.
Just give me some consistency. That's all I'm asking for. Just score
Bring
touchdowns.
back Ray Rice, guys.
Just score touchdowns.
He's still got some miles in the tank, right?
Ray Rice? Yeah, I'll bring back Ray Rice. I mean, we root for Joe Mixon. He's got a mean left cross.
Man, he's got a hell of a
So what are we
cross,
doing here? Let's quit being the moral police on
about
NFL players. Just some of these guys are assholes. We know that. Some of the people you work with at your job are assholes. We know
Big
that.
time.
They're just not getting the exposure. Some of them drink and beat the shit out of their wives. We know that. Like,
can I just call him?
It's
leaf
not
stuffer
okay. None of it's okay. You can call him
Thank
leaf
you.
stuffer, but then you got to do that for everyone that does dumb shit. Then that's all I'm
That's
asking.
fair. That's
Consistency.
fair. So, talking about that running game, though, I mean, we've got 3 quality backs. We got an old school veteran in AP who's starting the game off.
AP.
Carry-on has been a great change of pace, whether he's catching or running it, and Swift truly looks to be the best skilled offensive player that we've taken since Calvin, I think.
You're the best.
I mean,
around.
Galladay's been pretty
Nothing
amazing,
gonna ever keep you down. You should be in Cobra Kai. That's how fucking good DeAndre Swift is.
I don't know. He might be Danielson karate. He's so good.
Oh, he's teaching at the dojo, man.
Well, so I wanted to talk about...
So, yeah, we're both high on Swift. We're not high on the Lions defense. We both think it's going to be a blowout. We're both taking the over, and we're both taking Detroit to win. A lot of controversy today, Anson.
Yeah, we haven't.
What's up, Carlos?
We haven't been differing a whole lot lately, but you were talking about Pro Football Focus,
Yep.
where they grade out.
Yep.
Do you know who grades out as the 116th cornerback out of 121 quarterbacks?
Probably Jeff Okudah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's actually 5 away from the worst, and he was 3rd away from first.
Yeah. I don't give a shit.
Man.
I'm not giving up on this kid just yet. I
don't think so.
He's a rookie corner, and then look who he's gone up against. He's had some high-profile matchups, and the way we play man-to-man defense, the dude's on an island. It's not like he can be covered by the zones
He
that
is
other
pretty much
cornerbacks.
shadowing the best
It's
receiver.
hey rookie, go take fucking Julio Jones. Good luck. Like that's what's happening, and yeah, he's gonna get burnt by these guys. Go take DeAndre Hopkins. Go take Devontae Adams. Like,
so you think he'll be all right?
I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not worried yet.
Okay.
And this is baptism by fire, man. Like, as a rookie, like.
What's up, Lori?
Hey, Mrs. Fowler, how you doing? When he came out, he said Quintez Cephas was the best he went against in college. That was his quote. That's what Jeff Okudah said. So that put me high on Cephas. But if Quintez Cephas is the best you ever went against in college, and now you're going against Julio Jones, now you're going against D-Hop, you're going against the guys that are better than, and I love Cephas. I think Cephas is going to be a hell of a player. I think we stole him in the 5th round. But honestly, we definitely need to be patient with Okudah. I don't give a shit about these Pro Football Focus numbers.
No. We have to be patient with Okudah at this point, brother.
Right.
For sure. So who do you get in your lineup today in terms of fantasy?
Yeah, talk about that for a second.
Where I'd be on that, I think both quarterbacks are going to be pretty safe today. I would imagine that this game's going to be so high scoring that the offenses aren't going to be able to be afforded the opportunity to put up 25, 30 rushes. So I like both of those guys. I think absolute must in your lineup today are Galladay, Calvin Ridley, as well as Julio Jones, and then
there's a lot of good starts in this game.
There are, and then the risky side of the football, but probably still in this big bye week in week 7, you probably, if you own them, you're going to have to get Gurley and DeAndre Swift into your lineup. Gurley has not been great. He's the number 32 overall running back. He hasn't been involved in the passing game, but he's
35-10 from John. I like that, John. Sorry to
still
interrupt.
on the underdog.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead on Gurley.
All of these prognostications from our viewers here have all come on the
Holy
under.
shit! Big words coming out of us today.
I like it big.
I just,
That's what she said.
I'm stealing that.
There you go. So Gurley has not been in the passing game this season, which is really strange because I don't know where those passes are going. But a team that typically has produced points for the running back through the passing game, they're not doing that this year. And he is a guy that's capable of that. So I think Gurley and Swift are both kind of RB2s right now. I think Swift has that chance. He can go to RB1 or he can have a terrible game.
No, Swift's done with terrible games.
You think he's matchup proof?
Yeah, at this point.
Is he Lion proof though? That's the question.
Well, I think if the Lions have a reliable running back like him, I think they're just going to use the hell out of him.
You think so?
I do, man. I'm riding the Swift train. I'm riding the Swift train right now. I think after last week's game plan, they saw, listen, we got to make Matthew Stafford more of a game manager now that he's in his 12th year. He's got the arm still, but we don't need to rely on it consistently. We have Adrian Peterson, one of the best running backs to ever play the game, and then we have DeAndre Swift, and then we got Kerryon Johnson. Just throw him in there like he is a throw. And that when he played, he was averaging over 5 yards a carry. So I love where we're at with our backfield right now. Plus, Bo Scarborough's coming off IR and coming up off the practice squad. That is another beast of a human being.
An elephant.
That guy is he is Derrick Henry 2.0. I would love to see him get his shot like that too. So I just love where we're at with our running backs.
You remember
right now.
Lord of the Rings when they come in on all of those elephants just smashing people all the way? That's Bo Scarborough.
Yeah, Bo Scarborough's amazing.
I wouldn't say amazing, but he is amazingly scary coming through the middle, man.
Yeah, there's some pictures of him when he was playing college ball, standing next to people, and it's like me standing next to Anson.
I was just going to say that.
Except I am not nearly what Bo Scarborough is.
But you're going to cut out my number from the punching bag the other day, right?
Yeah.
You're going to put that in there.
You didn't.
I only got one shot. They got to punch that thing like 6 times.
Yep, and I fucked that thing up.
Yes, you did.
But my fantasy football, if we're just going to go, are we still talking about Lions, Atlanta fantasy football, or do you want to get into the NFL?
I think we got some time, and they would love to hear some other start sits.
Yeah, and if you got any questions, if you guys are going back and forth
Please.
on who you are trying to start and sit today, let us know. We can kind of give you some insight on who we would start. Anson is honestly, I hate to actually give him credit for anything, but Anson is very talented at fantasy football. He knows his shit, and
Wearing the ring, baby.
yeah, and honestly, I'm better than him. He's just happened to win a couple more times. But no, I think I'm pretty good at fantasy football and analyzing the stats too. We both keep up on it insane amounts.
You got a start for today that's just a perfect that you're not worried about?
I could go over my 4 starts, at every position. That's who I got.
Well, I certainly don't have that many, but I'd love to hear them.
All right. Well, if you go to woodwardsports.com, the article is up if you want deeper insight, but I'll kind of briefly touch on the 4. I try to pick one person at each position and not the obvious guys, because you actually called me out on that a couple weeks ago for picking obvious guys. So I didn't anymore. So my first...
Yeah, get Nuke Hopkins into your lineup.
You better. Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, if anybody has any questions, if this guy's legit, if the offense that he's in is legit, over the past 3 weeks, he's the number 8 fantasy football quarterback.
He's
number
a stud.
8. Yeah, and that's another one. We look at Tua as the Lions passing on, but we may look at Herbert as the big pass in the future.
I loved all 3 of these quarterbacks that came in. I don't like anybody beyond that. Usually there's kind of a deep sleeper third-round guy that I'm into, but all 3 of these, Tua, the kid in Cincinnati that I'm blanking
Joe
on right
Burrow?
now. Thank you. And
kid
Herbert.
in Cincinnati.
But all 3 of these guys really have a game that's tailored for the NFL. As good as they were in college, I like Herbert's profile in the NFL even better. He's got plenty of weapons out there too. He threw the ball 19 times the other week to Keenan Allen.
Wow.
That's another guy to get in your lineup, I think, across the board. Target him right now. He didn't get any of that touchdown fairy dust in the last week or so, which allows a buy low window for Keenan Allen right now. That's a league winner across the board.
I kind of got talked out of Justin Herbert before the NFL draft. Like the dumbass Mel Kipers of the world that don't know shit about anything but their plastic hair give you some insight. And then you start doubting it. It's like, in big games he had a rough time or he had inconsistencies. And I was like, okay, This is really the 1-2 quarterback draft, Tua and Burrow.
It seems
And it turned into that.
It seems like every year they always try and make it about a 1-2 quarterbacks, and then they push everyone else down, and literally try and create a separation or a shelf between the two. And realistically, when you look at Herbert, he's got this personality where he's just kind of unshakable. The big situations, his emotion doesn't take him over. He's a big body guy, big armed guy. Yeah. It is that way. I think that
beautiful hair.
LA's going to love that kid for a ways to come, and I think he's a great start this week.
So that's my must start at the quarterback position for guys that aren't your typical must starts. At the running back, we've kind of stroked him off for about a half hour now, and I went with him last week and cashed in like a motherfucker. So I want to double down, DeAndre Swift. I'm doubling down on him 2 weeks in a row. I don't care. What he accomplished last week was amazing. First time it had ever been done in a Lions uniform for a rookie, over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. First time since
Barry Sanders?
That's it.
Who's that?
1989.
Man,
the first time we had a running back go over a rookie running back go over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in a game since 1989.
Dude, how about Barry taking himself out of a game? Hey, do you want to go back in and get the rookie rushing or get the title or the NFL rushing lead for the season? And no, he was good. He sat down. Christian Okoye. That bothers me to this day, dude.
Yeah, so does sending a fax to retire. That bothers me.
And, it did until Calvin Johnson bounced as well. Once that happened, I realized
not even close.
It puts into terms like what it is to be a Lion. No matter how great you are, it's just they wake up hating who they play for. It's got to be rough, man.
Whatever.
Listen,
I don't want to talk about that shit right now. I'm looking forward to the game today.
We are working towards buying the franchise down the road so that we
is
can
my
tighten
goal.
things up.
I hope you know that is my goal.
GoFundMe. Let's get Stick started on it. We get the team. You guys can raise. We can raise a couple billion real quick. It's Detroit. Let's do this, guys.
Listen, that's the whole reason I started the Woodward Sports Network. I want to turn this into a major conglomerate. I want us to be huge. I want us to have a ton of money, and then I'm going to take every penny that I've ever made in my entire life. I'm going to put it all on the table and shove it across to the Fords and be like, please give me the Lions. Please let me run this organization just for 5 years. If I fuck it up in 5 years, I'll even put that in the contract. I'll put a contingency plan. If I don't do better in 5 years, you can keep the money and get the team back.
Who are you hiring as head coach?
Like today? Eric Bieniemy would be my first.
No, when you buy it in 5 years.
Oh, believe me, it's going to take me a lot longer than 5 years to buy the Lions. So I don't even know. Probably some kid that's in middle school right now. Some kid that's in middle school right now who's drawing plays up in his notebook is who I'm going to hire in 10 years to coach the Lions. He's going to be a progressive offensive thinker and then a badass on defense.
I like it.
The vision's there, Detroit. It's going to happen. I will deliver this to you. This is my promise. Before I die. So that was my quarterback that we want to start.
Before we leave the quarterbacks, because...
Oh, no, I said running back. We were talking about Swift.
Oh, that's true. I want to back up just a second to the quarterback before we get into... before we go too far. Because two of my starts today at quarterback are the Matts. It is the battle of Matts today.
Matthew Stafford. Matt Ryan.
No, they're both Matts, bro.
No?
I mean, one's a doormat, the other's a Matt, whatever. What do you think has the better fantasy day out of those two?
You called Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer.
I did.
You did?
I did. I'm just throwing doormat out there for you because I know you're not a fan.
Hi, Mom. My mom checking in.
Oh, one of my favorites.
King Jaffe Joe, 30-26. I like that score. And if you have any fantasy questions, if you're going back and forth.
Fantasy question, just a couple up, and it was, do you go out and grab Antonio Brown? Great topic. More crazy NFL guys that have been suspended and are getting another opportunity to come back and redeem themselves. How do you feel about the redemption of Antonio Brown?
Which time?
Well, he came back last year. He played, one game? He got into the end zone, right?
And that was supposed to be a redemption.
And he looked damn good.
Then he signed with Oakland. That was supposed to be a redemption.
And then he got really upset with FedEx.
He's a head case, man. He's a fucking head case.
FedEx pisses me off sometimes,
That's
too.
Fine. I don't know, man. Like, you want to judge Adrian Peterson for what he did with his kids 10 years ago.
Bro.
But Antonio Brown
leaves
is just
in the mouth. He shoved leaves into a child's mouth.
Antonio Brown is just out here wrecking teams, wrecking culture, wrecking locker rooms. I don't want any piece of Antonio Brown. Fantasy, sure. It doesn't matter. It's not like that's fucking real anyways.
Well, but
if I was a real NFL team, I don't
pick him up.
You can pick him up, but I wouldn't start him right away.
Oh, of course not.
You just stash him. If you got the room on your team, like say you had to pick up 2 kickers because one was on a bye last week or something, drop him, get Antonio Brown. See what happens.
Well,
but
you asked if I was going after Chris Godwin, and I told you that I've cooled on him. If there's one thing that we've learned with Tom Brady offenses over the last decade, is outside of Julian Edelman, no one is safe. We've seen Mike Evans have 0 catches and have 30-point outings this year for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Now you're adding yet another wide receiver, and I mean, when you think about Godwin, he was the number 1 receiver in fantasy just 2 years ago. You got Mike Evans, who's a perennial top 5, top 8 guy.
It all happened so quick.
You've got Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, and now you're adding in Antonio Brown. I would never feel safe starting any one of these guys at all.
No, that's the Tom Brady way, though. Like, honestly, if you go back a couple months ago before the season started and you look at our wide receiver rankings, that's exactly what we said.
I was unhappy about something
because you said Matthew Stafford was going to be in the Hall of Fame, but we'll get to that.
Baby.
We'll get to that later.
Fastest player to 42,000 yards.
That means absolutely nothing, though. It means nothing.
I mean,
nothing.
42,000 yards is. It's nothing.
In 10 years, that number will be nothing.
Listen.
Nothing. It's like when he got paid the most money. Yeah, in the moment it was kind of shitty, but now he's like not even close. And that's what's going to happen with that.
Hall of Fame sports reporters are old dudes who love stats. I'm not saying I'd vote him in on my first if I had that. Maybe one day.
Is there anybody in the Hall of Fame that doesn't have a playoff win?
That's a really great question.
I really want to know that. If anybody watching knows that, please let us know. And if you have any fantasy football questions, let us know. We will try to give you... Well, let's get back on track,
This is true.
Anson.
Our producer has won as many playoff games as Matt Stafford.
So have I. So have you. Hall of Fame, Anson Wells. East Side till I die. Catch me in the strip club. Anson Wells going to the Hall of Fame.
Speaking of which, Collective Mondays at Legends tomorrow, we'll be asking some of Detroit's finest talent.
Kenny Burke knows what's up.
NFL questions.
Yeah, we will be. Okay, so we got at quarterback, I want you to start Justin Herbert. Running back, DeAndre Swift. Mm-hmm. Wide receiver, kind of a sneaky wide receiver that I got coming up in the game, Tyler Boyd. You like Tyler Boyd. You've always liked Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, he's out of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I had a chance to see him quite a bit playing there in Pittsburgh as a college guy, and I don't have him anywhere near my starting lineup this week.
Wow.
You are digging deep. But, this guy doesn't go past his own dynasty roster.
I don't have him on my dynasty roster.
Tyler Boyd? Oh, you did trade him. That's right. So he was involved at some point. I don't know how I feel about that Cincinnati-Cleveland game, man. That's I was actually going to touch on my start.
Toilet bowl.
I think there's a great start out of this game in the backfield, and that's Gio Bernard with
Hey, the lights are back
on. But I really
Steve, you're right too. T. Higgins is the man, and that's part of this. I think T. Higgins is the man. Mm-hmm. I think A.J. Green actually came to life last week, which was pretty amazing. He had 8 catches for 90-some-odd yards. Did not see that coming. But with all that said...
He had a defibrillator all game, though.
Boyd has been getting at least 10 targets a game. He's a consistent wide receiver, and when you're going up against the Browns, I'll take you. I'll take it all day. Burrow hasn't thrown a touchdown in 2 weeks. He's due to throw a touchdown. Tyler Boyd is his consistent target. I'm taking Boyd this week. And Anson, on Monday, we do where Stick got it right, where Stick got it wrong. And I'm almost going to put a lock. This is where Stick got it right.
Really?
Yes.
In a Cincinnati-Cleveland game?
In a Cincinnati-Cleveland game.
I don't touch the Battle of Ohio, bro.
Yeah, whatever. A.J. Brown versus the Steelers. That's a question. Do you start him?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah?
You have to get him in your lineup. His first week back last week, he looked excellent. Jonnu Smith is banged up. The running game is going to be the focal point for the Steelers, and I see AJ being great this week. Absolutely.
Yeah, since he came back, man, you can't deny what A.J. Brown is and what he's going to be. And I like him with Ryan Tannehill. I think Tannehill is a sneaky good quarterback. And yes, he was on my dynasty team, but that doesn't matter because he's good.
You know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And brunch next week.
Ooh, brunch.
T. Higgins has the better day over Tyler Boyd.
Let's go by our dynasty league scoring. Because that will determine, because it could be T. Higgins has a touchdown, but Tyler Boyd has
the
two.
Hollywood Huddle. Shout out to Javon Hollywood, forever missed.
What up, Jay Wood?
Man.
Yeah.
It's nice to say his name, man.
Reminisce. Yeah, on Woodward.
Absolutely.
Holly Woodward.
Absolutely. The guy that taught me how to be on the mic, man. I'm sure he had quite a bit of influence on you as well.
Yeah, we could get. I mean, I don't mind stopping down to talk about Javon Hollywood anytime. No, Javon was definitely an influence on my career in Detroit. As you know, I started out at 93.1 DRQ in the year 2000, hosting clubs downtown, doing a bunch of crazy shit. And Javon already had pretty much the key to the city. Like, dude was already known as one of the greatest hosts. He was
loved on the West, on the East.
On the East, just loved everywhere. And he hosted, the Electric, what was Sunday nights at St. Andrews? It was Electric something. It wasn't Electric Kingdom. But either way, Javon hosted that. Godfather was in the basement mixing in a fucking cage. Scroggs was upstairs. And Javon just knew the whole city. And when I got into radio, you know, the club, Anson will tell you, the club industry in Detroit is like 12 people. And they all fucking hate on each other. And they all claw for the same money. They all claw for the same gigs. The DJs claw for the same shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. And Javon took me around as a young guy and introduced me to every DJ. He's like, this stick, he's my man. He needs anything. You know, if you need a host, he's the next one. And like, so he kind of gave me his blessing. And that's what sent me on my way. So shout out to Javon Hollywood.
No doubt, man. In fact, we named our league after Javon. We created our trophy after Javon. He was fantastic. You know, his first number one pick was Mark Ingram, who has done real well. I tried to get him off of him real bad, but it's funny every time I see Ingram have a nice game, it makes me think of Javon.
Yeah, and you picked up Ingram, so now he's on your squad. Traded away a first-round pick for him, didn't you?
I've been trying to get him for a long time.
That was a bad pick.
Wait a second. I swapped my second for a first.
Whatever. That was still a bad trade.
No, it was not a good trade.
Okay, let's get back into fantasy football must-starts. My last, so you got quarterback, Justin Herbert, running back, DeAndre Swift, wide receiver, who we have a bet on now. I got Tyler Boyd having a better game than T. Higgins. And at tight end, Noah Fant. He's back.
Is he?
He's back. This is his week back. And I think he is somebody that a lot of people have fucking forgot about because the first 2 weeks of the season, the guy caught 11 catches, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's elite status if he keeps that up throughout the season. And then he got injured. He's been out. So I think a lot of people forgot about Noah Fant.
Albert Aquagbunam. That is what I have to say, a.k.a. Albert O. Mizzou product, tight end, and you know who was throwing him the ball was Drew Lock, the quarterback of the...
So you're going to start him?
No, I'm just telling you, Albert O had his first game of the season last year. He led the team in targets. They went to college together. If he's in the lineup, I really don't like Noah Fant. He's the guy that they put all of their draft stock into 2 years ago. But Albert came out in his first game and led the team in targets. He only grabbed 2 of them for 45 yards. But he's a guy that scares me away from Noah Fant, who 2 weeks ago was trending.
Is it Font or Fant? You keep saying Font.
Well, because he's he's past tense. So that's
Noah
what I say.
Font. Uh-oh. Shit, let's turn this thing. There we go. Everything's kicking back on. The power's kicking back on.
I want these TVs to go on.
I know.
So sexy Vic behind us, man.
So yeah, Noah Fant. That's my Midwest accent saying it, and that's how you got to say it. The dude's from the Midwest. He went to Iowa, didn't he? So he's Noah Fant.
Font drinks soda.
Font. Noah Fant catches balls from Drew
Noah
Lock.
Fant drinks pop.
No, but Noah Fant, I think he's going to be a good start today. Do not sleep on him. I'm sure he's cheap on all those daily fantasy betting sites, DraftKings, and that good shit. So you could get Noah Fant really cheap. Productive tight end. KJ Hamler, once again, out of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, is healthy today. I was looking on Yahoo Sports. They're projecting him to get 10 fantasy points, man.
My start at tight end is Bobby T. Robert Tonyan stroked last week, and Aaron Rodgers got beat up a little bit in the press, and any time that he takes any flack,
he got his ass whooped last week.
Yeah, but then he did his little Key and Peele impression, and he took a lot of shit in the media for that. That's when Aaron Rodgers comes out and just takes dumps on foreheads. I believe he's going to have a huge week this week.
You just said dumps on foreheads?
Yes, there's going to be poop all over foreheads, all over the field, all Sunday long. Look for a huge game out of Aaron Rodgers and his tight end, Robert Tonyan. He's the number 6 ranked tight end currently. He's a guy.
That's
a lot
true,
of people
but
still
that's
don't even
only
know.
because of one game, really.
No, it's really not.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Another lunch. Tonyan over your guy, Font. Don't you want to Fonta? I don't want to this weekend.
You think Tanya's going to have a better game?
I do. I want all of you guys at home to look at Albert O and Noah Fant and see what happens with those two guys. I think you're going to see Albert O be a part of this offense going on for the rest of the season, and it's going to make both of those guys unstartable, barring injury.
He's starting Atlanta's Hurst. I think that's a solid start.
Yeah, I like both.
Don't feel bad about that,
both
man.
tight ends this week for in this game in terms of him and your boy Hawkinson.
Robert Tonyan. Okay, the 4 games he's played in. Anson doesn't want to say this is all because of one game.
Okay, no, he's played 4 games. He's hit end zone 3 of the 4.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair.
5 touchdowns on the
fair.
season.
First game, 3 targets, 2 catches.
Yep.
Second game, 5 targets, 5 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown. That's good. Third game, 6 targets, 6 catches, 98 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yep. Last game,
the whole offense was terrible. The whole offense was terrible. And then, but
that's just like his first game against Detroit.
Tampa Bay is a top 8 defense. Houston's a bottom 5 defense, I believe.
Miami.
And Houston gives up yardage and touchdowns all over the place. They're especially bad against the tight end. And I just think Aaron Rodgers, anytime he gets embarrassed, he comes out and makes people
That's
pay.
fine, but the only reason Tonyan is a top 5 tight end is because of that one game. You take out that one game, he's bottom of the pack.
But he's in my lineup. There's a lot of buys this week. Guys are missing Mandrews and some others.
You're missing Mandrews.
I am missing Mandrews, man. It's badly. I'm missing just people all over the board. The Colts, the Jags, the Vikings, and the Titans are on bye this week. And
you got injuries piling up.
That means a third of all 3 of my fantasy rosters. It's rough.
Yeah, I had to sit Taylor, and then Mixon's out this week for me, too. So my running back situation, I still think it's okay. I got Antonio Gibson and Josh Jacobs starting for me this week.
How do you feel about old man Bernard Gio out in Cincinnati as a start?
Yeah, it's a great start.
Yeah.
I mean, he takes goal line carries from Mixon anyways. He did last week. Stole a touchdown from my man.
You know, the difference, I think, between Gio starting and Mixon starting is the fact that there's nobody behind Gio.
Right.
And so if you don't have Mixon in the lineup, Gio's probably going to see more work than Mixon
does. He's going to see 80% of the snaps, man.
Yeah,
he's going to see all the catches out of the backfield.
I don't know who their back is. It Travion Johnson, I believe, is their backup?
I couldn't tell you. I got to be honest. I do not go.
Do the deep dive.
I don't even go 3 deep on Cincinnati. But the other games that are going is I hate that this game's on the same time as the Lions game because I really want to watch this game too. The Titans and Steelers. Battles of the Steelers are my second team. I think every Lions fan has their secondary favorite team. The Steelers are definitely mine. They've been that way for a long time. I love the way they play football. I love the culture. I love the coaches that they've had. I wanted Coward to come here after he left there. I thought we had a chance to make that happen at one point. Not going to happen anymore. I know that. But I thought he would have been a great Detroit Lions coach. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the Titans play the Steelers. Watching Derrick Henry, the monster, run into the steel curtain over and over and over until somebody dies.
Who do you like in that game?
I don't know. I like the Steelers. Ooh, all right.
We've been differing a little bit today. I like
Good.
I like it.
Yeah. So you're gonna be wrong a lot. You're gonna hate that. But
behind Gio Bernard is Samaje Perine, and then Travion.
Is that the same Perine that was in Seattle? Is that dude? Where's Perine before that? It was the Jets.
Samaje was.
What the fuck was Perine?
Well, LaMichael is the one you're thinking of with the Jets.
Okay.
Samaje was the Redskin.
Okay, got it.
Both are trash.
Taking the Titans in that one. Kenny Burke is taking the Titans. I just like the Steelers' offense a little bit better.
I got a topic.
Hold on, let's finish. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What's the topic?
Denzel Mims. He's playing. He's starting today. Polarizing prospect, Denzel Mims.
Nobody watching this is going to care about Denzel Mims like you care about Denzel Mims.
No. I don't even care about Denzel Mims
anymore.
anymore.
Oh, my God, you cared about Denzel Mims.
I cared about him until he netted me Justin Jefferson and Juju. It's funny though, Juju's,
what are you doing?
Right? But the fact that it was so polarizing means that you love to track Denzel Mims just to hope that he never does anything, so you can tell us all about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, quick synopsis on this: in our Dynasty League, we do a rookie draft. So we do deep dives on rookies, and especially during
7 rounds. We do it in June.
Especially during the pandemic, like there was nothing else to do but study rookies. Like that's all I did was study. That's how I found Antonio Gibson.
Heavy.
Like I just studied rookies. Like I got up, I drank coffee, and I studied rookies, game film, watched everything.
Same.
So I know everything pretty much about every rookie that came in the NFL this year more than any other year that I've ever been alive.
Still whiffed on all his picks.
Bullshit! I nailed
kidding,
every
He
single
killed
one.
He killed
I nailed every single pick.
He did.
But Denzel Mims comes out, and these guys are just jerking each other off for him. And I mean, like, moving up in the draft, trading picks, fucking trading great players. Like you said, Juju Smith-Schuster and Justin Jefferson. And you traded...
For Denzel Mims.
And 1 year of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You got to throw in Aaron Rodgers.
In a non-quarterback league.
Yeah, so the fact that these guys were going so hard for this guy, and I watched the film. I watched the combine. I didn't understand it.
Well,
I'm like, why?
You liked him at maybe 12 or 13.
Because I thought he would be the last of the top tier wide receivers.
Well,
like I thought he'd be available at 13.
I found out a guy was gunning for him at 9. I made a trade to move up to get him at 8. And then after I got him at 8, this one dude just busts into tears basically and offers up the farm, and I took it. So Justin Jefferson's on my squad.
Oh my God.
How good does it feel to have Justin Jefferson on your team if you're in fantasy this season?
It feels real good when you trade away fucking Denzel Mims.
And we're going to see him play today,
Ooh.
which I'm pretty excited about.
I am too. He was a beast.
Nothing.
He was DK Metcalf 2.0 supposedly coming out.
For me, it's funny because it's 6 of one, half does the other. I want him to just go crazy and be like, I told you my eyes right. And I want him to fail miserably, so I feel great about the trade.
He's going to fail miserably. He didn't. We'll see.
I was going to say
he went to the Jets. Who's throwing him the ball? Like, you could be the great. Who's throwing you the ball? And if it's anybody on the Jets, I think I have a better arm than Joe Flacco at this.